Yeah! Wire in the mast!
Woo!
It
only took a little bit of banana pudding.
Banana pudding.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And a few other lubricants. It took a lot of groundwork to get all of the projects that needed to be done in order to raise the new rig. Follow along as we mount the new 5/16 wire shrouds, put our first high mod on the forestay, and knock out every other out-of-the-water project necessary in order to step the mast and splash back again.
Alright, step of the mast tomorrow.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. We gotta get our stuff done today.
I jinxed it already by
You're
saying
jinxing
that.
it. You and your, I don't know if the engine's gonna crank.
I did. I had nightmares last night. I couldn't, like the house batteries were gonna go boom! So I undid it, and then you were asking, did you connect the batteries? And I'm like, I don't want to. I'm shouting back at you, but the engine wouldn't crank. Aside from that nightmare, fingers crossed, that we're stepping the mast tomorrow. What all we have to do today?
Well, we had to finish prepping everything at the top of the mast.
So let's start with the mast. The first thing we had to do was run all new wires through the mast for our new electronics we would be mounting at the top.
As always. Alright, so we're running lines to the mast today. We got this one run through. This is the wind instrument, and this is our tri-light, which we've stripped back to one wire so it'll be thinner, and then we're also running a messenger with it. So we'll have a second messenger because we need it for the VHF, which is massive. We don't think it's all going to fit in this little chute. It looks just like banana pudding.
It looked like you guys skipped the hard part. You put the VHF on the outside.
That was actually the hard part because we had to tighten all the lines one by one and wiggle it past one by one.
Philip tends to think any project he wasn't there for was easy. With all of our lines run, we were able to get the mast cap put back on and the mast reassembled for raising the new
There's some
rig.
new goodies on the mast. Here's our mast cap that we got back on. I've tough gelled these on. Just put in our new VHF, which is nice, squatty body. So he looks pretty. This is our tricolor, new one that we're putting in, getting wired up. There's our new wire that we ran through today. Here's our VHF and our wind. And then we left a spare messenger that we're just going to kind of tape, in case we ever need to run a wire down the mast. We've got a messenger.
That left only the small task of me climbing the mast the day we raised it to mount the new wind vane and wind instrument. So, mast cap done. What's next?
The actual instrument into the base.
When I go up.
Hook up when you go up.
And I hook up the wind decks too. That's the only two things, right?
Yeah. We gotta solder the connection for the VHF, get it plugged in, and then what we have to do is we have to get all the stays on the mast.
The mounting of the shrouds. This part was actually fun, where all of the hard work just turns into putting together all the pieces, like an erector set. But we had washers that we had used as additional spacers to make sure we didn't have movement in the jaw of our tang.
Yeah, you gotta just kind of put pressure there.
I got this. Woo! First one on, that's the upper. Boy, I'm close. Pull that tight. Yeah. Make sure we got enough length. Is it long enough?
Yeah, you gotta remember the mast only comes up to the deck.
I'm just kidding. I was kind of joking.
No, I wasn't. I actually forgot the last 6 feet of the mast go below deck. But cutting the shrouds at the right length to match the deck so we could attach the high mod fittings was a bit of a scary endeavor. If you cut it too short, there was no going back. We actually found the old rod rigging worked as a pretty good eyeball measurement to help us make sure we cut the new wire shrouds at about the right length.
Cool, we've got all the wire on. We put it on yesterday. Everything fit well, pretty much. We had an issue with the furler, which we will share with you in detail, but everything else went on really nicely. Everything looks good, fits. We put our spacer washers in there. That way we don't have any movement here. Everything looks solid. We need to spread all of our cotter pins.
Saving the awesome fun of the forestay for later, all shrouds are on. What's next?
And secured to the mast. Okay. And then you got some sewing to do. You're gonna get some sewing projects out. Get sewing on. We got
put leather on the boat.
Leather spreader.
They're all sexy. Did we bring those?
Yeah. So we got that.
Kinky boots. All right, Tom, at Boat Leather. That's what we're using here is his leather boots for the spreaders. I'm gonna sew them on.
We had actually used Tom's boat leather products before when we purchased a leather wheel wrap for the steering wheel and stitched on ourselves with Tom's handy instructions.
Shows you your stitch, how it needs to go. Nothing to it. Video Annie's got this.
That's right, nothing to it. What's next?
The big project of the day is that we're gonna have to get the forestay inside the furler and then get it installed, get the actual furling drum and all that stuff back on, so that when we put the mast on, that'll be the first thing we'll hook up, because all we'll have to do is put the club spin in.
All right, the forestay. I'm going to spare you some very frustrating details involving the forestay. Know that it was the biggest headache of the entire re-rig, with all of the tiny mechanical parts, the high mod fitting, the wire having to go through the foils, the locking collar, making sure we had enough thread on the drum to actually tighten the forestay. All of that converged into one big headache at the forestay connection with the furling drum. But it was our first chance to put on the first high mod of the re-rig. Let's see if Video Annie can do a pretty good explanation.
So as I understand, we take out all this outer layer, splay it out, leave that center little flower. We'll call it a flower. I think that works. That's a technical term. And then we put a bullet, also technical term, bullet kind of fixture over the center, and then wrap the splade around it, and that goes in a fitting that can't come out.
Yeah, flowers and bullets. That's pretty much what it is. But we definitely got Brandon on board to help us out with our very first one, just to make sure we did it right. Brandon also had the good advice to use a metal file, not only to smooth the end of the cable strands, but also to use it to pull the strands apart just enough to fit the ring in on which all the strands sit. Once he had all of the strands in place, Brandon used channel locks to twist the cable back to its tight position before sliding the threaded cap back down. Video Annie was kind of excited about the first high mod. Once we got it on the forestay and got the drum affixed with still more headaches, which I'm still sparing you, trust me. We had to order parts from Harkin that were shipped overnight. We finally got the forestay put back together and moved it over and reattached it to the mast to prepare for hoisting the rig.
And it'd be good. They finally found.
The forestay was also going to be the first stay we would connect to support the new rig.
Okay, so we're doing the forestay first, and that should be the right length. It should just go in place, and then we're gonna officially put in permanently the back stay, right?
Right.
Because we were running the forestay first, the furling drum connection had to be perfect. Second, we were going to connect the backstay to support the mast. We would run halyards as makeshift shrouds on either side and allow the crane to leave so we could take our time affixing the 3 deck fitting high mods for the upper and lower shrouds on each side. This meant we had to have the deck rigging ready as well.
Tighten the turnbuckle, and this is our high mod that will go on the wire. So this is the fitting at every location other than the furling drum.
And we had a definite added benefit of going to 5/16 wire all around.
so we're more self-sufficient. So every single turnbuckle is the same size, every shroud is the same size, everything all the same. Took a little modificating, that's an anti-word, but we got it all worked out.
Okay, shrouds ready to go. Is there anything else? Well, it's a pretty short list for today. I do know we want to do the bottom paint as well. Oh yeah, small little matter of the bottom job. But it wasn't too bad as we had most of the significant sanding already done, and we only needed to do 1 or 2 coats as we'd had a bottom job done the previous year.
But then we're gonna put 1 layer from the waterline down to the keel, and then we're gonna do 2 layers on the keel. You can see this is my primer where I floated the keel seam. So all that's ready for a nice bottom job. And Philip and I are gonna do it ourselves this time. DIYers, doing everything. Look good. She's got a nice fresh layer of paint on her. She's ready to get in the water.
All right, surely that's got to be it, right?
We got this.
Yep. Yeah, big full day, but I think we can knock it out. We have a bit of a chilly morning, but it's gonna be sun shining, and hopefully it won't be 30 knots of wind like it was yesterday.
That'd be nice. Cool. We'll get on it.
It was definitely a lot of prep work that went into raising the new rig, but it was also a lot of fun, and we learned a lot in the process. And before we knew it, it was time to wake up and step. We had already settled long ago on a theme song for the day.
This is our song. Getting ready to step. Where's my shoes? There they are. That gangsta. Word 'em up. Let the lyrical. Get them shipyard shoes. Boom! Cha-cha-ching-ching. Word 'em up. Word 'em up. Word 'em up.
You'll be glad to know we suffered this bit on Brandon
What's
as well.
today, Philip?
It's hot step a day.
Oh, we gotta tell Brandon about it. Hey, Brandon! Guess what our theme song is today? Here comes the hot stepper, word 'em up, down the lyrical queso, word 'em up. Still love you like that.
But in true Brandon style, he informed us of one last thing we needed before we raised the mast.
Y'all get a coin to put under the mast?
Still love you like that. I thought about it yesterday. A follower told me. You didn't? Do you have a special
Put
one?
one under?
Yeah, a lot of my followers did.
That gets your coin, no.
Don't we? Don't we supposed to pick a 1985 one too if we can?
That part I don't think matters.
Okay.
It's just a
has
coin.
to be a
It's a
coin.
coin. Like Voodoo, he had some. It was one of his wife's dollar, which was her dad's coin,
Yeah.
and it was like from the 1800s. It was a dollar.
Well, you
silver
didn't
dollar
have
coin.
no special antique coin for us? You didn't order that shit from Port
It's
Supply?
not.
A lucky coin?
I have to get on Jody about that.
They need to get a SKU number.
Jody.
The high dollar lucky coins.
Those
They
things
do have
don't
high
sell.
dollar fake champagne.
Yeah, so they should have high dollar.
High dollar
coins.
lucky coin.
And that was officially the last thing we needed. Next up, we raised the new rig. You ready? Liking these videos? Awesome! Be sure to subscribe on YouTube, sign up at HaveWindWillTravel.com to read about our Atlantic crossing, and consider becoming a patron for exclusive patrons-only videos and footage, free access to my Atlantic crossing movie once completed, and a chance to win our second giveaway, a 6-day bareboat charter course. Get inspired and get on board.
What do we got in here? Ooh! Hope that's filleted. We're packing all kinds of stuff. Yeah. That's for Brandon. That's Brandon pay right there. Okay.
I mean, damn, he likes to spread that shit. Spread that pen.
Putting the mess step down. It's a big step. Haha, no pun intended. I'll be here all week.
This video, and he's out already.
To tip your waitress.
This is riveting footage.
Those barniest stuff I've ever seen.
I don't know how they make a whole blog out of putting the damn mast step down, really.
Jeez, how they make that a whole video. It's magic. These boots are made for sprint. Is it still funny? You're on film. Candid camera. Girls on film. Girls on film.
Only thing we ain't got is some way to dispose of those rods that we've been tripping over for 3 months. 3 months! Wait, how's that go? 3 months! 3 months of tripping over this shit right there!
They're gonna be like, don't want to film, never film. He's crazy. He's crazy.
Crazy for this one, Jay.
You're crazy.
Crazy for this one, B.